Hey y'all, welcome to Kamira's Kitchen. Today we're going to make a juicy air fryer ribeye steak. I'm also going to show you how to make some bomb compound butter. And on top of that, I'm going to show you how to make the best steak seasoning. So let's go ahead and get cooking. I have a ribeye here that's 1 inch thick, and I'm letting that sit out until it gets to room temperature. For this steak seasoning, use some brown sugar, some salt. We're going to go in with some beef bouillon, garlic powder, a lot of minced onion because I love that, honey. Some thyme, rosemary, mustard powder, as well as some Berbere Spice. This is the Ethiopian spice, but ancho chili powder is gonna work just fine. All right, smoked paprika, some black pepper, and I also like to put in a little MSG or accent. I'm gonna mix this together, and we're gonna work on this room temperature steak. I'm gonna put on some olive oil, and I'm gonna rub it down, okay, in the front, the back, and the side, especially into that fat cap. You better not get you a steak that don't got a fat cap, because that ain't gonna be no juicy steak. All right, now use some of this seasoning. Don't use all of it, brother. Okay, this is a mix. Now I'm putting on about a tablespoon or so all over my steak. I make this seasoning in a batch so that I can use it on multiple steaks. So don't get crazy with it now. Now you don't need any additional salt or anything else like that because this seasoning has enough, in my opinion. In order to get the fat cap, I add some of the seasoning to the plate, and I just press it all around the sides of the steak so we can get that flavor everywhere. Yes, you need to do this. It does matter. All right, now let this sit out for 30 minutes while you preheat your air fryer to 400 degrees. Once it's preheated, I'm going to add in my steak, and I'm going to set it to 15 minutes. I'm going to place it in, and halfway through, we're going to flip. To make this compound butter, I have 1 stick of unsalted softened butter, some lemon pepper seasoning, and all the herbs, honey. We got parsley, we have thyme. This is actually lemon thyme, 3 cloves of garlic, rosemary, and chives. To get working on these herbs, we need to very finely chop these herbs. Of course, they've already been washed and dried because you don't want any water in this mixture. Take those thyme leaves off of those woody stems because they will not chop up well. And also take the leaves off the rosemary. Again, that's a woody stem, and very finely dice it. Once I've cut everything, I'm just going to run my knife through it, okay, a couple times because I really want it to be small. For the garlic, we're doing the same thing. We're chopping those 3 cloves of garlic very small, and in order for me to get it even tinier, I'm adding about half a teaspoon of kosher salt, and I'm going to do a mixture of chopping and dragging my knife across the garlic so that I can get it smaller. The salt adds a little bit of friction so it can help release the aroma from that garlic, and I really like doing this technique when I do compound butters or if I'm going to marinate with my garlic. And then I'm going to slide that right in as well. The lemon pepper you can do to taste. I like doing this over fresh lemon just because it doesn't have any water content. And then I'm going to mix this up, and we're going to actually set this into a log so it can be easier to cut. Put down 2 pieces of plastic wrap, and then you're going to add all of your butter. We're going to take this butter and we're going to roll it up real good until we get a shape that we want. Just use the plastic wrap to help you form it, and then I'm going to roll it all the way up so it's fully covered. And then I'm going to twist the ends. I'm going to place this into the freezer so that it will set really quickly. Now it's been 7.5 minutes, and it's time to flip this steak. Okay, it already has a really nice color, especially from those spices that we used, but we want the other side to also get brown. So once I flip it, I'm going to put it back in for the rest of the time, which is 7.5 more minutes. If you like a well done steak, then you should do yours for about 17 minutes. If you like yours a little bit pinker, then you should do yours for maybe about 13 minutes. Now, total. Now that my steak is done, I'm going to take it out and let it sit, and it is super juicy. The crust on that fat cap is incredible. But we're not done because we have to add that butter that we made. I mean, this compound butter is good on steaks, but it is also amazing on chicken and vegetables. I'm cutting myself a generous amount of butter because you know I'm from the South and we love butter, all right? I'm going to place it on there and I'm going to let it melt into this juicy steak and make it even juicier. Now, as you can see, I have a little bit of pink still in the steak. This is how I like it. If you want it redder, of course, you reduce the times. If you like it all the way done, increase the times in your air fryer. And you also want to remember that air fryers also run at different temperatures. So just be mindful and experiment with yours. Guys, I hope you love this recipe. If you make it, please let me know in the comments or tag me on Instagram. I love you and God bless.